open, fans going, and
Yeah, I
if I were
don't
to go
blame.
down to a
I don't
motel,
blame. I don't blame you.
I think it was 89 in the house, and my little computer room here, it's about 5 or 10 degrees hotter. So
Oh God.
now this is the algebra, and this is what I'm working on, adding all these elements into all the different courses. There'll be a learning guide
Yeah.
that let me show you, for example, where it'll tell them the learning objectives for the week.
Hmm.
It'll give them the activities, so they can see what to expect the week to consist of. And we could even leave this open ended to other activities specified by your teacher.
I see.
And then if they click this next, this will also contain a textbook reading, so it'll tell them which material to read out of the book.
Hmm.
And the page numbers for the actual book may be different than the page number for the PDF. So that's just
Oh,
what this is
okay.
indicating.
Yeah.
And then some non-graded homework that they can work on,
I see. Wow.
and that'll be what's in the learning guide,
Okay.
and that'll be different based upon the subject.
Oh, okay.
And then I figure for each week there'll be a discussion where students
Hmm.
can interact with each other.
Yeah.
For this one, this talks about how order of operations is simply a step-by-step approach to simplifying numerical operations. And
Hmm.
this asks them to describe an activity in their home life that requires a step-by-step approach. And it should
Hmm.
include at least 5 steps. So getting them to think about what is the purpose of order of operations instead of just blindly giving them the steps.
I see.
And I put in here, though, all this can be changed. Original post should be by Wednesday, and 2 responses to other students by Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Now the discussions. There's different ways we could do this. One of them is you can have the teacher grade the discussions completely by themselves.
Hmm.
And you go in and you give it a rating. So you go into the discussion post, there's a rating, and you just do a drop down, and you can choose whatever number you want. The
Hmm.
other way is where you have students rate each other, and
I see.
the rating each other allows them to judge whether whatever is written was written in the form that they could understand.
Okay.
And sometimes I've had when I've used that through the University of People, when they've done the peer rating, they'll email me and they'll say, I think I did a fantastic job describing the discussion. And
I
I'll
see.
email them back and I'll say, yeah, I agree with you. I think you did a fantastic job in terms of me understanding it. But the peer rating is such that you got to anticipate your audience and you got to write it at a
Hmm.
level where they understand it.
Yeah, I see.
So that's something to think about whether we want students grading each other. It's anonymous. They don't see who rated them.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
they just see that somebody rated them as a 7, somebody rated them as a 9, so forth.
Hmm.
And here will be where the videos will be stored. And I'll have this in every week. The structure will pretty much be the same. I'll have
Yeah.
in every subject. I'll have a learning guide. I'll have a discussion. I'll have a videos page, and this is where you go to, and there'll be other links inside of this. Like if I click this,
Yeah.
um, it'll say for this section 1.2, this is the video, and they can
Hmm.
click this and watch it.
Oh, wow. I see.
And we I figure we'll at least have one video out for each week. It's pretty dry material when you don't have any videos.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't necessarily mean that we'll create all of them ourselves. There's a ton of good videos out there just available on YouTube. So so to bring compile those and bring them in, and then this will build as time goes on. We'll find people will be teaching the class and they'll say, this video really isn't very good, but here's one I use in my class. It's a fantastic video. Then there'll be a learning journal in every class and every week. And like I say, this is all open. If you want something different, I can change whatever. If I click the learning journal, describe your week in the journal. I need to change that. You should write about the following: parts of the course that you struggled with, and amount of time spent on the material. These are two key items, because from an online course standpoint, you may know that somebody actually finished the material, but you do not realize that it took them 30 hours to do it. And so you need to have that gauge of how long is this material taking them. I had one online math course I'm teaching now. I noticed that one student was taking 6 hours per section. So I sent her an email and I say, you need to probably watch the YouTube videos first before you dive right in with the homework. And so that particular tool allowed me to see that time. But Moodle, unless it might be there and I just haven't discovered it yet, but it doesn't allow me to see how much time they got the page open.
I see.
And this will be an important tool for the student-teacher relationship. So the teacher actually understands what's going on with the student. Are they really struggling with this particular topic? And can I provide them extra material through Khan Academy or worksheets or whatever is appropriate? And I put down an entry, a minimum of 300 words. If you don't put that down, a lot of students just will put everything's great, did good this week, and you don't have any kind of gauge of what in the world happened.
Yeah.
And then I put, if you run out of items to write about, then summarize topics from the week. Sometimes students will run out of items because they really didn't have any difficulties, and then they say, I don't know what to write. I'm just going to fill this with fluff material and a material that really doesn't matter. And I figure we can also this will be one link to incorporating a writing component in every subject, so that the teacher will also look to see how their grammar and maybe misspellings and items like that.
I see.
Let me go back. And then for then let's say every topic will be different, but like here in this algebra, there's two homework assignments for the first week, and then a weekly quiz. Now if I click just show you, click homework 1 here. Quiz comes up here, given the following number, find the place value of each digit in a given number, and so they'll mark down what that particular one is. And they click next page, and some of them will be multiple choice. So they name each number using words. So this will be 1050. And then some of these, they'll type it in. Name each number using words. So 715. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky. You still want your teacher involved, even though it's going to grade it automatically. They may hear from the student that they went here and they put 2 spaces.
No. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
for two spaces, it'll count it wrong.
Yeah. I see.
And let's see, try to skip something a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and these ask us to type the number, so 3,245. And here's divisibility test, whether it's divisible by 2, whether it's divisible by 3, 5, 6, 10. So they just go through mark yeses and nos.
Mm-hmm.
But that'll be the homework, and we can set that up that they can work on it however many times, and that could be up to the teacher. When the teacher gets ready to start, we ask them, well, how many attempts do you want them to have per homework assignment?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because we can set it up such that it doesn't show them the answer, just grades it, and then they can take it again. Now the weekly quiz, I've only got I think 5 problems on there. I'm working on it currently.
Yeah. Okay.
Given the following number, ask what the place values are. What this will do is it'll come up with different numbers for every student. So that if you have one student in one location, another student in another location, you know they're not sharing answers because they'll all have different problems.
Okay.
Now that's a little bit challenging to get that set up. I've learned a lot this week about it.
I see.
But let me show you what I mean by that. Let's see. For example, divisible by 3. You put some kind of name in here with the double braces or braces around it, and that tells it that everybody will have a different number. But then down here is where you have to figure out the formula to do the grading.
I see.
And the F mod is a function that returns the remainder. So this is taking whatever number that gets randomly created, divides it by 3, and sees what the remainder is. And this checks to see if it's equal to 0. If it's equal to 0, that means it's divisible by 3. And then they put a 1 if it's the answer is yes, and 0 if the answer is no. So not the slickest way, but and maybe this isn't an issue where we need to worry about any kind of academic issues.
I see.
But yeah, those are now that I figured it out, that's easy to recreate.
Yeah. I see.
And this week I'll be ready to set up some other people on Moodle to have them look at the first week and let me know, boy, you're way off, or these are the changes that we need to have for this particular subject area and so forth.
Oh, okay. I see. So that's interesting.
So probably if we could get a email out asking people, would they be willing to review the first week to suggest changes? Because we don't want to get 12 weeks in and find out that we need to redo a huge portion of it.
I see. Yeah. As a matter of fact, there is a group that asked me to send application. What is their name? United Nations volunteer group.
Oh,
United
right.
Nations. Yeah. So they asked me to looking for volunteer teachers. So yes, so they asked me to just initial application. You have to qualify. So I put in the registration forms and all that is required, high school grade. And that's about a week ago or a little over a week. So I'm waiting to hear from them. So
Okay.
now, yeah, these are the people that I'm hopefully looking up to, because if we are blessed to get them, it's the whole world, and the there will be several of them applying to teach online. So I'm hoping that this week, hopefully, we might hear from them. And well, depending on the questions and all that I answered, I believe all things being normal, you may qualify. So
Okay.
that's the people I'm looking up to. So Yanni hasn't sent me anything about the people that he was trying to recruit from my Indeed. So I'm waiting for that one as well. But I believe, yeah, there is one question I wanted to ask. When I checked, I sent an email. Well, I asked I what was it? I think it's compare Moodle and Moodle and Google Classroom.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And I realized that the highest number of people we can use, we can admit on Moodle, highest number will be 500. And even with that 500, it looks like we will pay, I think, a yearly cost or so. And I wanted to know, how are we going to, in our situation, assuming we get, say, 5 schools, and each of the 5 schools seem to be, let's say, 50, that's 250. So we will still be within their requirement. But next year, the number increases. What we do? So I wanted to make sure, I wanted to make sure there's something for us to, okay.
The increase to go to 1,000 students would be an additional $500 a year with the through this particular company.
Oh, it's another company of Moodle?
Oh no, this is the same one we're with. We're on the CR10 plan though.
Uh-huh.
So next year, if we figure we're going to increase to whatever number, we just upgrade it to whichever plan's appropriate.
Oh, I see.
See, if we went with a $3,400 a year plan, we could have up to 5,000 accounts.
Oh.
So that allows us to grow.
Yeah. There is a way out of that. Oh, that's good. Okay.
I think they even have some kind of dedicated hosting, where instead of the shared hosting here, where they give you like a portion of a server.
Yeah.
With a dedicated hosting, this is where, for example, user counts here, you could have 20,000 on here, and I don't know how much pricing would be on this.
Oh, I see.
You know, if it grows to that point, then it might be worthwhile us just having some kind of dedicated hosting.
Oh, and that is where you have a brand name like it will be Knuckles, maybe Classroom or something.
Right.
I see. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't have an answer to that, but this is good. This is really good. Uh, I see. This is this will answer because I wanted people to know about this so that as we go along, 500 is $900. As we move forward, then you pay additional. That's great. That's great. Hmm.
That's the nice part about Moodle. It's not a real extremely expensive package like you might get with Canvas or Blackboard. It's
Yeah,
one that
yeah, yeah,
non-profits can afford.
yeah. I see. I see. That's interesting. Wow. I don't know. I think we should wait and get the teachers because if a teacher is not conversant with how model works, we will have to go through the various aspects of model with them, just like you went through with me right now.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, I see.
I,
That's good.
I figure we'll create a course over here in Moodle that's a kind of a training course for the teacher to show them how to use Moodle.
Yeah, it's very, very important. Very, very, very important. I see. Do you have a rough idea how long this may take
For
for the orientation of the teachers uh,
that could probably
to
be
be
done. I could have done in maybe a week and a half. That could be up and running pretty fast.
okay? Okay, I see.
But the first part would probably be to make sure that we know all the different elements that we want in each
Yeah.
of the courses. Because, for example, grading the learning journal is a little bit different than grading the discussions. So,
Okay.
not that we couldn't create a separate YouTube video for each one, saying this is how you grade a discussion, this is how you grade a learning journal, and then we could, if we need to, then we'll just add other YouTube videos in there on how to do those.
Okay. Okay. I see.
And this does take a while to set up. So the goal, and that's true with any LMS. If we were doing this in Canvas, Blackboard,
Yeah.
edX, all of them take time to set up. So the idea here is that we're trying to get it as much set up as possible for the individual teacher.
Yeah.
So they just have to add their own activity in if they wish. Where 95% of it will be set up. Because being volunteers, a lot of teachers may not want to spend that amount of time setting up all the material.
Wow. Well, I'm hoping that with time we may be able to get people who help with this because it's quite a lot. I can see that it's not easy. Like you going through all these and this is quite it takes quite an amount of time. Yeah, wow. Interesting. Yeah.
But,
I was
oh,
go ahead. No, I was just saying I couldn't see any of our ladies because I assume that every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, they will jump on board. But I don't know because nobody told me they were not coming, and I wish this would be made clear so that those of us who are available on Sundays will, by all means, jump on board, ask questions, and because this is also being recorded.
right.
So if at the end of it you send it to somebody, he just listens, plays over, and then get to know whatever happened in class. So it's really good. I'll check with them and see. Yeah, but you were going to say something.
Yeah, part of the issue with volunteers is they don't have oftentimes a huge amount of time to spend each week,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they got families and other responsibilities and so forth, and I might not have been able to do that when my son was younger, and I was taking
yeah,
care of
yeah.
him on the weekends and so forth.
Hmm.
Now that he's older, I got a lot more time available, and so I kind of understand how the volunteers are kind of hit and miss when they'll sign on and so forth. And
Yeah.
that's why I think it's so critical to have this base class down where
Mm-hmm.
even if they don't change anything else, they're up and running.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
If we have
It's,
somebody in October or November that gets a full-time job at a corporation and they
mm-hmm.
decide to quit teaching, they can't do this anymore, then
Mm.
this will be set up such that somebody can easily step in
Yeah.
and take over.
Mm. I see. Interesting.
Yeah, teachers in public schools, as I understand it, most states anyway, I think they have to sign a contract for the year, and if
Mm.
they break that during the year, then they have to pay some kind of penalty,
I see.
and that's to encourage them to be there the entire year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We actually have that at our college. If we in the middle of the year you get a job at a corporation or something, I think it's like $2,500, $3,000 you got to pay um, to offset some of the problems that happens when somebody just leaves.
Yeah, I see. Probably we have to do the same thing. Yeah, I see.
Well, that's all I had. Like I said, I'm ready to sometime this week I can set some people up to review the first week in each one of the courses, take a look at it, see if I'm on track,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
if it's a week
yeah.
from now when we get those volunteers, the United Nations, that's fine too.
Okay, okay. Yeah, my mind, if you get a day like every Sunday at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard time, that will be something so that in the minds of people, they know that Sunday at such a time we meet.
Right.
And without sending a word to anybody, the person can just remember that Sunday at 6 Eastern Standard is for this meeting. I
Right.
want to, yeah, I want us to keep or maintain Sunday at 6 p.m. as much as possible. And that will be, in my situation, that will be 10 p.m. in Ghana. That is when I go. But it should not be a problem so long as there's internet connection and there is light. I don't think it's going to be a problem. That's something I have to make sure it's always available.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good, good, good. Thank you very much. So this is recorded. So it's available for those who want to just go over or at least review what you have done with me in this evening. And they can go over and then but I will send a message across and make sure Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time we are meeting.
And definitely, if they're watching at home and whatever reason they can't sign on at 6, I still would love any feedback. So
Oh,
if they're
okay.
looking at this and they're not able to get on 6, they're looking at it and say, the Learning Journal for English Grade 9 should have these elements. That's
Yeah.
a feedback I'd love to get.
Okay.
So
Okay. That's good. So when we send this out, we will ask for that. We will ask for the feedback.
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's great. Thank you very, very much.
I'll go ahead and stop this recording then.
Okay. Thanks a lot, David.